Man. It's times like this that sends me over to tarot channels, for real. Even though I don't subscribe to that area of spirituality, I still want to know what they have to say when we have issues like this with unanswered questions. I'm telling you, even though I rely on my own powerful, level of intuition and gifts, I peek over at some of these channels for confirmation sometime. I was over on Neo Tarot's channel and a card popped out like popcorn. And it was the water card for Enchanting. Neo Tarot mentioned that she was trying to put boats into the water, trying to figure out which way to go. And that's when I said, boom. When youngsters pass amidst violent passings like shootings or in shock or surprise like an accident or not knowing what's going on, as opposed to slow passings from sickness or natural causes like old age, like the older generation, they are oftentimes confused. The youngsters, they seem to be lost. They're seemingly lost. And they're not sure where to go. It's like they were in a car ride, right? Like, let's say they're riding into a different state, or you were able to ride into a different country, like from Chicago to Canada or something, right? Or Texas to Mexico. And you're dropped off suddenly and put out of the car with no warning. And then you're looking around trying to figure out where you are. And in the beginning stages, trying to figure out where is everyone. See, that's what they go through, those youngsters who go through that shock. They leave here in a shockingly or unexpected way like that. They're looking around trying to figure out where they are. And in the beginning stages, they're trying to figure out, where is everyone? Where are their loved ones? Where are their peoples, their friends? Where am I? This is why little children, sick or not, they need assistance from the most recently passed loved ones to cross over. They're little, right? A young man I knew was pow-powed. You know that word we have to use. He was shot at the intersection in broad daylight after putting another young man, nearly beating that young man, to his demise a few months earlier. He had a serious fight in the downtown of his city with another guy he had gotten into a rival, and he beat that guy into intensive care. Literally, let me see if I watch maybe like 4 months before. And then 4 months later, out the blue, he was at an intersection. Someone came and just blasted him. The young man was shot up so bad that his teeth fell out. They shot his teeth out his mouth. And like, he was literally playing with his nephew, like turned around, playing with his nephew in the back seat 1 minute, and turned around and literally looked the driver of another car in the face, basically looking the Grim Reaper dead in the face. Crazy work. And then after that happened, I had a dream of him. And it was him and some other youngsters, that 18 to 24 age group. They may have passed recently as well, or in a similar way, maybe even on that same day. They were walking up and down stairs, right? They were stopping and walking around on different floors, not sure where they were, just lost. They weren't sure where they were supposed to go, where they were going, just going between the floors, getting off on the floor, getting back, just trying to figure out where to go. And that's when I learned that that young man that happened to, that I dreamt about, he went to his girlfriend the night before that dream and told her that he was trying to find her. He was trying to get back to her, but he was having a hard time. And he's trying, but he's being unsuccessful at it. He hadn't seen her in days, and he missed her. The poor baby was blasted instantaneously, and didn't really think about it. He didn't really even have a chance to process what happened to him, especially with all the headshots. He probably left within minutes, and just, you lose consciousness that last 2 minutes, and that's just the grace of God to do that for humans. So that happens with a lot of youngsters, and it gives them this, they don't know where they are. They need help. Similar to a cousin of mine. So the other young man wasn't related, but his mom was dating into our family. Similar to a cousin of mine who admitted himself to the hospital after not feeling that well at work. He passed hours after his admission into the hospital, unfortunately. And then hours after that, there I go again. I dreamt that he traveled in a car to a certain point and was trying to turn around and get back to his apartment. But a guy who was in control of that line of vehicles told him, no, you can't go back that way. Turn around and keep going forward. And he pleaded to get back to his apartment. He pled with the guy to get back to his apartment because his little baby and kids were home by themselves, in his opinion. And he felt if he wasn't there, nobody's there with them. And he even pointed to the apartment. He pointed the apartment out to the guy. And the guy just said, I'm sorry, you cannot go back that way. It's just crazy. It's sad. I take celebrity readings with a grain of salt because you can simply look their situation and background up online, right? And then have a viewpoint that's already skewed or tainted. But when Neo Tarot mentioned that Big Chant was trying to put boats into the water, trying to figure out which way to go, that resonated with my intuition because I have my own knowledge of these things. That piece stuck out. I also pay close attention to the readers who give information within hours or one day of an event, or gives information during their reading that hasn't been released yet. And then we'll see it released later on that week or within days after their reading. That's what you pay attention to. Pay attention to the date of the reading, and then how did they already possibly hear that information, or did information unfold after the reading? That's something to pay attention to. Gucci decided to market her as a rapper, right? But she started out as an R&B singer, and she was good at it. She was so good. Her voice was absolutely beautiful.
This love could stand a 10 with no cut. I don't ask for much, but I'm so needed. Baby, I'm so needed. Baby, I'm so needed. This love could stand a 10 with no cut. I don't ask for much, but I'm so needed.
Many didn't know of her before her passing, making her more famous after death than before, which is crazy work. That whisper rap style that she had was original. It was cold-blooded to me.
That's not what it gives. All my eyes get deleted, they toe tag. Up on the score, we doing them so bad. My little bitch look like Jolie and I don't need no bread. Real bad face car eat, I don't need no ass. Young nigga in love with me. Bitch ain't who we love to see. Got a holder like Cardi, I'm throwing the beat. I been fucking hoes that get boring to me. Wow. Kick her out of the baby, this hoe gotta walk.
If there's one thing Nicki Minaj will stay on you about riding the beat. That doggone Onika will stay on you hard about riding the beat, and with well cause. Because if you can't ride the beat, you can't rap. Do something else. This ain't it, Cletus. Do something else. When you get a chance, check out Big Chant Want Some and Walk. And Chant was nice on the beat, real nice. So I'm just wondering why she wasn't mainstream. Like, you had 4 years to get this together. People put artists out a lot faster than that. 4 years with that much talent, that's not hard to get her to catch on. She would have sold herself. I saw that she had 1 million followers on IG. That was surprising. That she could even have that many, and she didn't cross so many people. Most people finding out about this and talking about it right now had no idea who she was before her passing. Hell, you have a lot of celebrities out here with clear habits that rap and sing about it. Nicki said her drugs are in her songs, child. Okay, next. Chris Brown sings about drugs on High End. Future, Swisher House back in the day, right? Remember the Migos? The list goes on. I'm not condoning drug use in any way, especially since I don't take anything outside of vitamins, supplements, and probably painkillers when Aunt Flo is punching me in the uterus, child. But we have no idea what really happened to this songstress who was a talent that did not get to reach her zenith before she could become mainstream. And OG Jucario, he calls him crazy cockeyed, cuckoo clout chasing Charleston White. This man is online disparaging, demeaning, and talking down about the dead again. Lord have mercy. Like, it's disgusting, absolutely disgusting what Charleston Brown, Lord have mercy, Charleston White does. When people start making withdrawals from these karmic bank accounts they're creating and developing out here, it's going to be a freak show out here for real. Charleston is doing all of this. He may go out bad, man, for real. Like, it's crazy. You know, good and well, the bigger they talk, the harder they fall. You saw it. Wendy Williams talk big shit. And, we're looking at what's going on with Wendy now. Kevin Samuels, all right, though the men loved him, he went out bad with all that big talk. Even Tupac with his fine self, he was a big talker and went out in a way that made history. Tasha K, she's still with us, thank the Lord. Thank Elohim himself or herself. She's with us, and through God's grace, she'll be with us for a super, 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 super long time. But you must admit, she was humbled before everyone some years back. So Charleston's day is simply it's just one headline away. Let's be honest. Especially hating on the dead like that's just nasty work.
If I spend $5,000 on the bitch is obligated to give me some pussy. Her house go get broke into. I'm gonna report the kids to CPS. Bitch, you go give me something for $5,000. Bitch, I done flew you on Delta, and you talking
stupid ass mother. Now, is what he say inaccurate? Come on now, no. But the disrespectful delivery is hard to digest, especially just after a person's passed. And man, come on now. Damn, they dead, dude. Haven't they paid for their transgressions? Give them a break now. They paid the ultimate price. That's how I see it. Try to help the living youth, Charleston, instead of bashing young deceased youth who could never, these kids, they gone. They'll never get married. They'll never develop a family of their own. They'll never enjoy the beach in Phuket, travel to Taiwan, travel to London, never be able to ask the public or anyone to forgive them for any of their wrongs, never get a chance to make anything done that they did right. At this point, if you speak to most elders, they will tell you how wild they were in their young days. Enchanting, King Von, Big Scott, all of them with guidance, definitely some spiritual development, and an organized plan. No, they probably would have been just fine in their older years. Likely, if they would have been able to get there. And that's the unfortunate part. Youngsters need role models and guidance because even the Bible speaks of nothing being new under the sun. So someone did these things that these youngsters did before, and they can guide them. That's who needs to be their role model. Somebody who would walk that walk and talk that talk. Dude, Charleston called the girl a junkie, man. It's crazy work. Which is weird because, the former mayor and gubernatorial candidate, Andrew Gillum, he was found zooted down in Miami, high as heck, with an unconscious sex worker in the room who had to be rushed to the hospital. Is that a junkie? Charleston? What about the famous megachurch pastor who was found in Orlando in his hotel room, passed out from drugs? He wasn't even a youngster. Neither of these men, all these men in their 40s, 50s. Are they junkies? Are they being called junkies? One's still here, one's not here. So why are we condemning the youth that has paid the ultimate price of passing away? Come on, Charleston. Man, you lucky somebody don't haunt. You lucky they don't haunt your ass, Charleston. You lucky you don't get haunted, man. That's disgusting. But that's all right. Let me calm down. Because every cell, every atom, every star, every planet, every human is circular as well as energy. That's transferred and it's not destroyed. So karma has been said to be a bitch out here. And with him disparaging now a deceased female, I wonder how the divine feminine feels about that. Taunting one of her daughters in the middle of her crossing journey. This dude here, the ex-boyfriend, ex-manager, might have been on again, off again, boyfriend, and the last person with her, Jhonnie. People side-eyeing him. They side-eyeing dude because, first of all, they saying he talking too much, sharing all kind of posts on social media, appearing on podcasts and live streams, yet claimed to be distraught in the waiting room. And people feel he should be in mourning right now. Like, they don't like the way he's moving. Folks have pointed out that, he likely lied about the hospital live stream, mentioning that he was in the waiting room, and that hospital staff would not allow him to be with her. But in the live stream, if you look, you can see like an IV drip in the background. And these are things that's usually in the room with the patient, not in the waiting room. So people was like trying to point that out, plus saying that he was looking over to the side constantly at something next to him and then would hyperventilate for the camera. And it looks like he was in the room with Enchanting. So that's throwing people off. And now I read somewhere that the family sent a cease and desist to him and wants charges pressed against him for manslaughter. Crazy. Then they also saying people don't like how he's making her look online via the posts he's making. The posts that show her in a horrible light, like being so high she fell and cut herself on glass, being so zooted that she threw up. Then posted a horrible picture of her she sent to him in confidentiality after she was throwing up sick. People outraged because a woman who was as concerned about her looks as she was a former hairstylist. So, she was into, looks and hair and stuff. So she wouldn't want that picture out, let alone post it on social media for the whole world to see. These moves are making people think things about him. And she was around someone in her final conscious hours who would make her look like this. The public is speculating, how can he be trusted? Was the story he gave the hospital and the family and the public accurate? He was the only one with her, the person who felt completely backstabbed by herself years ago, was the last one with her. This man felt she betrayed him. And that's the last person with her. So people feeling real weird, man. The creepy part, The creepy part is the fact that Enchanting likely made Gucci Mane upset, cutting ties with 1017, and then she made this dude mad too. Then he comes back. This dude comes back into her life after 1017 didn't work out, just to pass, and then she passes away in his presence. That's creepy. That apartment of hers, whether it was 4 or 7 days trying to get clean, he said, over his house. That apartment was basically the haunted mansion from the Messy video with Quavo and Takeoff. That man clearly felt betrayed on previous podcasts that he was on, and he mentioned recently that she wanted a baby with him. But she's not here to dispute that or validate it, none of that. And then he said that he had a dream in May, which was 2 weeks ago, that something bad was going to happen to her. Creepy at its finest. That man, who was the last person with her, said he had a dream in May, 2 weeks ago now, that something bad happened to her. And her response was, she's clean. But the thing is, why does the bad thing have to have been, drug related? It could have been anything. It's weird, man. But I do have a question. The sister came online threatening to cuss people out for saying that her sister was gone after someone leaked what was going on to the media and saying that she had already passed. The sister said that she was fighting hard for her life and was pleading and praying for her to pull through, which was reassuring to the fans. Then we hear the family took off life support. I'm like, what? It totally went against her earlier tone. The public wonders, why didn't they let her stay on longer? That was so quick. Was it ever confirmed if Jamie Foxx was on life support last April up until like this time, and then he pulled through? Was he on life support? She was so young. So if if a family quickly takes an 86 or a 96-year-old off life support, that person probably has generations of kids and grands and great-grands standing around their bedside. But this was a 26-year-old, and according to Jhonnie, she was ready to be a mom. Neo Tarot said that she had a secret plan that was close and dear to her heart and was ready for life goals and expansion. So was she working on becoming completely clean to prepare her body and her system, for being a mother? It seems like we'll never know. We'll never know. Check out my favorite song by her, and I'll talk to you guys later.
I pull up by my earthest shot, they call me Big Chin. I been on the run, they trying to catch me, this a Hellcat. How you get your pistol in the club, don't need no wristband. Yo, big homie, look up to me, you can call me Big Chin. Brand new paddock water, now they call me Big Chin.